Hello, hello. Two for two. Back on the live. Second day after a week off. I hope y'all are good. Last night was so lit. Shared some highlights, some moments, more of just the kind of spiel stuff of, the return and such. But yeah, we're tapping in. New format, new vibe. Just came from holding space. It was everything as always. So waiting for my peeps to come through because they, we're there and then we trickle in here. So we're going to be continuing with the new format in regards to focusing on what your voice needs you to hear. I'm going to tap into your voice as the voice whisperer, as the voice before the answer, and the answer is your voice. And we're going to see for whoever taps in. Last night I did 11 readings, I think. Last night was about 11 readings. Yes, 11 readings. And they were on point. I'm getting a lot of very, very powerful feedback in regards to that and just how it resonated with people and the ability and the clairaudience. And, sometimes we still find ourselves, regardless of where we are in this journey, having these moments of imposter syndrome and wondering and questioning, is this real? What am I really hearing? And it's only when you get the feedback from someone else that you tap into that tells you, like, there's no way you could have known that makes you say, okay, got it. Okay, this is real, So we were just going through all of that in holding space and sharing each other's everything as always. What's up, Yell? Who is in holding space? Hey, sis, thank you for being here. Thank you for being there. And thank you for being here. So, yeah, we're here. Hello, Cinnamon Fox. Hello. You were on break. I was on break too. The whole of last week, I wasn't on social media. How long was your break? Welcome. Welcome back. Hey, Rob. Welcome. Thank you for being here. How long was your break? Was it a general break? Just social media fast? What was that? Whew. I took a nap and I'm still yawning. But yeah, I took a week off. I did the 7-day social media fast from August 1st to the 7th, technically the 8th. I came back on the 8th. What's my hair doing? I came back on the 8th. Michelle, what's up, honey? How are you? I miss you. You all right? How you feeling? How you doing? I took a week off this social media, harvesting my energy vibes and poured into myself and got so much clarity in regards to what I'm here to do and ultimately being the voice before the answer. And the answer is your voice. So been sharing a lot about that since my return on social media. And then last night was the first time I went live since the 7-day break. So this is day 2, new format, new focus. It's not going to be different themes every night. It's really just tapping into your voice. And as a clairaudient, I'm able to channel and just kind of direct, feel, hear, experience what your voice is trying to tell you. Again, my readings have always been confirmation, not information, and it is ultimately tapping into you. And it's just kind of filtering out, quieting the noise, and honing in on your voice. And I've been able to channel that through this week in particular to be able to receive that for you, from you, and just do the translation, if you will. So that's what it's going to be going forward. And just tapping into your voice and what your voice wants you to hear. And we're going to tap in to listen. Last night was like super, super intense with how like it got with everybody's reading. Also doing a new format, one tarot card as usual, but I'm using my homemade deck that is based on my book, Sacred Soul Simplified. I do have an actual deck that I have developed that I have not printed yet. So in the meantime, I said, let me just do a little arts and craft project and do some of the main core ideas and concepts for the Cosmic Concepts. So use that. And that was super on point. What's up, Delisa? Welcome. Was in holding space and now here. Hey, Britt. What's up? Welcome. Thank you for joining. Why am I yawning? Oh my goodness. It's an energy thing. Yawning, burping, farting, like different things happen to readers often when they're like in channel mode. So I guess that's what's happening already. So it's going to be intense tonight. Oh boy. Manita, how are you, honey? How you feeling? Hello, Boots Samalji. Welcome, welcome. Doing wonderful, thank you. I don't know why they flagged your comment. We are tapping into some speed reads, aligning with your voice and what your voice needs you to hear. Thank you. If you're new here, she's the truth, genuine positive energy. Thank you, Cinnamon Fox. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you. I hear you, Manita. I actually got a nap today and I wasn't tired. I was in holding space this whole time, like totally vibing. And as soon as I start the live, I'm like yawning and stuff. And that's again me coming into channel mode. So it's gonna be intense. Last night was. Yep. Check me please about my life and relationships. I'm gonna open up the list soon. Absolutely. I'm tapping into your voice, what your voice needs you to hear. So I'm not 100% sure if it's going to tap in specifically to that relationship question, but the readings are always going to be about what you need to hear and not necessarily what you want to hear. So we'll see how it goes. They are donation based. So I am doing readings. Absolutely, Cinnamon Fox. Thank you. Donation based. So Cash App is at the top. The value of the speed read is $11.11. Whatever you can share or spare is appreciated. But anyone that sends a minimum of $5.55 gets entered into a draw to win a free reading with me. So I do thank you if you're able to manage the 1111. That again is the value of the speed read, and it's actually augmented value proposition now that I am not just using tarot but using my own personal deck. That again, just arts and craft homemade version of it before I print the official deck that I have just developed and is all ready to go. But 2222, yes, 1022 vibe, 2222, Delisa, give thanks. So yes, we're tapping into your voice and what your voice needs you to hear. We're tapping into listen. Trey, what up? I see you. What up, Bacon? What up? Sosa, welcome. Sadie, welcome. So let me open the list. When we open the list, tonight I will do a collective reading, or maybe I'll go into the readings individuals and then do the collective at the end. I think I'll do that, so that way I don't have you guys waiting too long. Maybe that'll be the new format. And then that way, if I don't have time or whatever the case is, at least it's the collective reading that I don't end up doing versus, one of you guys not getting your readings. So the emojis are going to change, but they're going to kind of be around the same frequency of voice and things like that. But I do have to try to change them, because if I just keep the same one, then you guys are just going to know when to be at the ready to kind of get on the list and that kind of thing. So last night's emoji was the profile with the... I love that one, Delisa. Thank you. Thank you for my feather tiara. I had to stop talking and just receive it. Maybe get a screenshot later on or something. By the way, last night posted on my YouTube, so it went up fine. So anybody that wants to go back and check them vibes, or if you didn't get the screenshot, then definitely. Anitra's here, guys. I see her. She is 925 AMG. What up, Anitra? Yay! She made it! Yay! Oh my god, this is so dope. Okay, because like last night we were all in holding space. We all came over to the live, but Anitra just got. She's one of our holding space. She's one of our crew. She wanted a crew, so she just got her TikTok and stuff so she can vibe. And now she's here. Oh my god, it's gonna be so bad. Okay, so I'm changing the emojis so that again, y'all are at the ready. But last night's emoji was the profile with the 3 lines coming out the mouth, to represent speak, voice, etc. And then there are other ones that I was looking like, oh, this could also align with the voice or different things. So I'm not going to tell you what the options are, because then you'll kind of, get too much of a heads up. But tonight's emoji, if you would like to tap in for a donation-based speed read, then the emoji is the megaphone. So I think there's a few different types. You can choose any one of the megaphones. Let me see your megaphones. And I give thanks for, again, whatever donation you can share or spare Cash App is at the top. Back to natural. I for the 2 instead of TO. Delisa, I see you. You are on the list. Ifajika, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. Yell, I see you. You are on the list. Keish is here. What up, Keish? Megaphones for the emoji to get on the list. And let's see what your voice wants you to know, wants you to hear here, right now. And we're going to tap into tarot, and we're going to tap into my deck, my Sacred Soul Simplified deck. A spiritual reading session tapping into voice guided approach. That was the AI summary. Okay, thank you. I'll take it. I see you, Keish. You on the list. Who else? Who else? So as I'm tapping into this whole voice, and again, realizing the impact of my voice as a speaker, as a reader, as a singer, all of these different things, I'm taking much better care of my voice. I learned that as well through this time. It wasn't just about rest in that general sense and, taking a break from social media. It's me realizing like I talk all day, you know what I'm saying? Like between readings, between singing, like just doing the lives, holding space, like I'm doing a lot of talking, and it's like wear and tear on the voice, you know what I mean? So this break was really good for that vocal rest, but there's other things that I was realizing that I was doing that were detrimental to my voice, and that even though I would do certain things to help and heal, it's kind of a one step forward, one step back. And I was kind of putting a lot of things in place, and without going too much into, my stuff, I cut a few things. I cut a few things to prioritize my voice and to realize that, my voice is the impact, and it's how I serve. So that's a big deal for me. That's a big deal. Maybe I'll share those details in holding space, but I'm not gonna put that on the live. But yeah, it was a big thing. It was a big thing. So Delisa, Yell, and Keish on the list. Is that it so far? Superior Geekin, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you, thank you. Let us pray. Let us pour libation, and let us pull these cards and see if there's a light list for now. Then I'll maybe do the collective in between. We'll see how it goes. But I will start off with who's here so that y'all could get your readings. And then that way too, if I'm not here till 12:30 like I was last night, then that'll be good too. We'll see what happens. But I did do a lot of vamping and talking and sharing some details before going into the readings last night, since it was the first live in a week. So there was that. There was that. Okay. So let us pray. Confirmation burps already coming through. See, the energy is really, that's why I was yawning already. And I'm feeling again, because my energy has been really concentrated, and my gifts have, augmented, a lot of meditation, a lot of ancestral alignment. I got a new altar set up. So even setting that up was very, wow, just preparing it and getting it ready, and let alone the time that I was able to just take and sitting with my ancestors and sitting with my Orisha. And it was just really, really I was poured into. So I'm feeling things a lot more. And it clearly came through in the readings last night so far, at least. So Freddie, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Delisa. Thank you. And let us pray. And let us give thanks to the Creator, to the breath of life, Mother, Father, God, angels, ancestors, Orisha, forces of nature, divine deities of all traditions, and light and love that serve humanity for the highest good of all. Thank you for this ability, for this awareness, for this ascension, for this abundance as I tap into the energies of the individuals and the collective in this sacred space this night. Thank you for clear and concise messages. Thank you for overseeing this act of divination in light and love as we tap into the voice, tapping into being the voice before the answer, and the answer is each individual's voice. Thank you for allowing them to clear out the noise, all of the obstruction, everything that is blocking out the sound of their own voice, so that they can return and remember and propel them to their highest potential power, purpose, and passions. Ashe, Ashe, Asheo. And we pour libation and we give thanks to the ancestors. Feel free to speak ancestors' names if you would like at this time, or just energetically bring them into the space. And we pour libation, those who we can name and those who can name us. Ashe, Ashe, Asheo. Ashe. Anytime I drink water in particular, especially from my copper vessel, I always tap to Ori, your higher self. And it is the granting of permission of the blessings and the abundance and whatever it is that you are calling in. If your Ori, your higher self, does not allow it to be, it cannot be. So it's kind of like a, aligning with the permission. And again, that giving yourself permission, granting yourself that permission. Ashe. Ashe. Welcome. I see the Nazar and the spiral. So I will just give you a shout out, but I'm not sure how to say your name. Umar, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. Carl Brown, welcome, welcome. Ashe, Keish, thank you so much. Mogul Mindframe, welcome, welcome. I don't take any guests for these lives, but thank you, Mogul. Ashe, Yel, give thanks. Leo 14, welcome, welcome. All right, Delisa is up. Yell on deck. And then Keish. If anybody else that has joined would like a donation-based speed read, please let me know. I give thanks in advance for any donation you can share or spare. Cash App is at the top. I do have other options. If Cash App is not ideal for you, please do let me know. And I do thank you for whatever you can share or spare. The value of the speed read is $11.11, but a minimum of $5.55 gets you on the list to win a free reading with me. So I thank you. Megaphone is the emoji to get on the list. So if you would like, just throw any megaphone emoji in the comments and I will put you on the list. It is that simple. Reciprocity, energy exchange, give thanks. And then, I'll put you on. Coach Chima, welcome. No, Coach Ima or Ima 2026, welcome. Thank you for the roses, Mogul. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. And especially because you did request to join me and I'm not able to do that. So I thank you for still being here and sending some roses. I do love me some roses. Highest vibrational flower on the planet at 320 hertz. Magical, magical roses. Keeps the vibes high. All right, Delisa. All right, Delisa, and your card flies out onto my lap. I got your tarot card. Oh, I was going to say it. I thought that was... Hi, Mogul. Hi. Why are they... Yell? I don't know why they're... I don't know. It's so weird when they filter comments. Why would they filter that one? And it's not showing up for me to unfilter it. Why not? What up, bro? How you doing? I see you. What's up? What's up? Hey. All right, Delisa, let's get your Sacred Soul Simplified card to go with your tarot card, and we see what your voice wants you to hear right here, right now. All right, all right, all right. Honey, 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 Queen of Cups. This is such a beautiful, continuation for the message that you received yesterday in regards to self-sufficiency, in regards to literally having everything that you need, and again, pacing yourself and all of the things, because this is indicative of who you are and the importance of the self-sufficiency starting with the core of you, the heart of the matter. That start with the heart that we always talk about. You as woman, you as divine feminine energy, you as mother. That root, that core, that flow, that frequency, literally, it cannot have you lacking anything. You cannot, there's nothing that you can or will lack, which is again aligning with yesterday's message in terms of you're good. You're good. There's nothing that you, spirit, your alignment will not supply. And it's about you coming into the authority of it, believing it, knowing that you can, believing that you can, and it is done, right? This energy of the cup, the Queen of Cups, every cup ultimately in the deck and in more traditional decks is like an open cup. when a card comes in reverse, and as y'all know, I don't really read cards in reverse limbo like I used to, because Spirit gives me the whole story regardless of what the position is. So I always show it in the upright so that you can see the visual, but the message will kind of give, if there's any reversal alignment, that will come through. If there's limbo alignment, that will come through. So it's going to come through regardless. But normally when a cup comes through in the reverse, it represents the water flowing out of it and basically not being able to contain it. Cups also represent self-love. Queen of Cups is literally the nurturer, the mother, pouring into herself, but also being able to pour into others. The difference, though, with the Queen of Cups in the traditional decks, and that also is indicative here, and what's so extra powerful, which I'll talk about why this one in particular is so like on point, is the Queen of Cups is the only cup that has a crown on it. So not only does the energy of the queen have her crown, she's sitting on her throne, but her cup is covered. Her cup literally has a crown on it. So it represents that even in the reversal, the Queen of Cups does not lose, does not lack. She does not have a cup empty. She is constantly in that my cup runneth over and letting others drink of the overflow. You cannot lack anything. You cannot be without anything. This is receiving mode at the max. So when you are worried about going forward, what does that look like with you, let's say alone, for example, alone, there is nothing for you to worry about. You have to kind of bring yourself back to who you were, but before you were anybody's anything. And what I mean by that is we become mothers and then we're a mother. We become a wife and then we're a wife. We are daughter and we're daughter, and when we're sister, and we're all of these labels in association to someone else. It's also the reason that I don't subscribe to calling myself single, because calling myself single is literally giving myself a definition in relation to not just someone else, but someone else that doesn't even exist. Like literally, I don't subscribe to that. So even when there is somebody else that is tangibly present, it takes away our personal identity to give ourselves solely labels based on our association with someone else. So this is a card to remind you that you are woman first, that you are Delisa first, that is, you have to choose to identify yourself as you, not as someone's wife, not as someone's mother, not as someone's daughter, not as, right? So this is what I want to be single so badly. We go with solo. We're going with solo, but I hear you, girl. Trust me. I hear you. But we're going with solo. We're replacing single with solo. But all of that to say, that's the point of who you are, solo, who you are just standing alone. That is the energy that cannot be without anything. That is the energy, that is the frequency, that is the identity that literally lacks for nothing. Your cup runneth over. And this is why it's imperative for you to let others drink of the overflow. I remember coming across a video, and every time we say, pour into yourself, let others drink of the overflow, let others drink of the overflow, you have this visual of this card overflowing, and you're letting this kind of this, random water kind of just overflowing, right? But this video gave me this visual, which was, I think is I might have shared it a few times, but ironically, I have a cup right here. So you've got your cup, right? But imagine your cup on a saucer. And if your cup is runneth over, then all of that water that is overflowing is getting pulled into the saucer. So ultimately, you're giving of the saucer. You're giving from the water that's in the saucer. And I love that visual because it's something that now contains this water and gives you something very tangible of where you're supposed to be giving from instead of from your cup. And as long as your cup continues to overflow, nobody gets thirsty. So you want to make sure that you are putting yourself in a position where your cup always overflows, and even our children get from the cup, from the overflow. That's the thing that's the hardest for us as moms, especially. And with Queen of Cups frequency, you are mom extraordinaire. I tell you that all the time. We're on a call, we're on a video call, we're on a, like every time when your girls come into the room, like your face lights up and "Hi, what's up, baby?" Like you're so nurturing, you're so accommodating, you're so present, you're so gentle. And I'm sure you have your days. Trust me, I'd be cussing my kid out sometimes. But we are just that kind of mom. You know what I'm saying? You are that kind of mom. Be that kind of woman to you. Make sure you are that kind of woman to you. And then you're aligning with divine duality, the number 2 energy. And this is the confirmation. Irony in the sense of this divine duality, because you're just mentioning that you want to be single, right? All of the things that you are now aligning with, wanting to be as an individual, as a solo, as a one, you are all of that. That divine duality, you are, and this is why you cannot be without anything. In so many ways, you function in both realms. You manage the house in both ways. Like there's so many ways that you show up in your divine feminine and ways that you show up in your divine masculine. So this is why even when, and I will say when, you are in your self-sufficiency and you are in your solo dolo and all of the things, you are not going to lack for anything. You are not going to feel like, oh no, what do? I don't have him to do, or I don't, like you know what to do, and you're going to know what to do, and you're learning how to do that, because in many ways you're already doing it. And in many ways you do feel alone, even though you're not alone. Confirmation. The energy of sacral chakra. So this is why there's a confirmation here as well in regards to the mother thing is coming up very, very heavily. And before I say that, tapping into the crown on this particular cup in this particular deck is the sun. So there is this energy of a new day that is on the horizon based on you continuing to pour into yourself. Tapping into, again, this sacral chakra, your womb. As mother, you are very much driven by your mothering. And that's where you don't want to let that eclipse your womanhood, your individual focus and priority, because you are useless to them if you are not in your full capacity. If you are not making sure to feel it, to heal it, to being able to check in your heart brain, your brain, and your gut brain, and making sure that you are doing a constant check, like a body scan, an emotional scan, as often as you can, to make sure that you are able to be fully present for yourself first and foremost, so that, again, that overflow is always happening for them. Tapping into the water, tapping into create. As an artist, you're doing your art every day. That is major for you. That came up in your readings from day one, getting confirmed here right now as well. Letting things flow. The sacral chakra, tapping into the water, is again mothering, the amniotic fluid. The cups energy taps into our emotions, taps into the water. Beautiful alignment here with the cards to, again, making sure that you are allowing your flow, allowing your feel it to heal it, that body scan, that emotional check-in, and again, that constant cup overflow it, making sure that you are pouring into yourself. And then you want to listen to 417 hertz so that you can release negativity, so that you can clear any toxins. It's a water energy as well, flushing things out, speaking to the water in your body, speaking to your water, your tea, when you're in the shower, when you're washing dishes, when you're in all of the mother mode of laundry, washing dishes, the chores, the cleaning. It's water, it's water, it's water. Use the water, even when, and especially when, it's mundane stuff, because it is a magical time and all of it can be a meditation and all of it can be manifestation. Okay? For you. For you. The readings are longer now because it is what it is, right? So this is the thing too. When we say speed reads now, y'all are getting a lot more than a speed read. So it's good stuff. And again, thank y'all for your patience. But you know, when it's your turn, you're gonna get all that too. You know what I mean? I read that one. And 23 at the pool today. Awesome. Awesome. I didn't tell you the number, right? I'm supposed to give you the number. Hold on. What number was that? Do you have the book close? What number? I want to give you the number 2, the cosmic concept. Yeah, it was 2. Yes. Hey, John. Welcome, welcome. It's the megaphone. Da, 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 da. Megaphone is the emoji. Yep, it was 2, indeed. Divine duality. Lovely. Love that. Yell, you are up. Keish on deck. And I think John's about to get on. Balewa, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. Dakota, is it Dakota? Which Dakota? Is this our Dakota? Hi, Dakota, if you're new. Welcome, Dakota, if you're new. But if it's our Dakota, because it's a different profile picture, and it's been forever. Dakota, is that you, Dakota? I see you, John. Anitra's on the list. Anitra, you're trusting me with a reading. I'm honored, darling. I know. Hello, Miss Open Book. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. Anitra's on the list. Anitra's on the list. Oh my God. She's like, I knew she was coming. I mean, I thought she was coming to just, scan it out. You know what I'm saying? Be a little fly on the wall. But Anitra's on the list. I am honored, darling. All right. Yell, you are up. Keish on deck. I got John and I got Anitra. Anybody else, please let me know. Megaphone. On the kill switch and activators. I know, exactly. That's the thing too, right? Now you're at the... See, I gotta hurry up. And I gotta hurry up because Anitra gotta go to bed. All right. Yell, you are up. I mean, I could try to speed and, but again, the channeling is kind of beyond my control. Nah. You meaning you're good with time? Does that mean you're good with time? You know what? I'm totally distracted. Hold on a second. I gotta pull that card again. Because I'm not. Okay. Junior, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. All right. Okay. Yell. You ready? Let's go. Tapping in for Yell. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Got your tarot. Now let's get your Sacred Soul Simplified card. Whew. All right. You got 2 of Pentacles. The balance of things, the flexibility of things, the dichotomy between the earth and the water in regards to financial frequency, the flow, the currency of the seeds that you're planting, of the coin ultimately that you are coming into. And it is definitely a coming into. Your money is coming up and it is based on flexibility. So making sure that you are not holding on to anything too tight, making sure that you're not in scarcity, that you're not worried about anything, that you're really in a flow when it comes to money, that it's, again, that energy of currency. The ebb and the flow is part of life. It is literally nature, and it is that when it comes to money. So on the days when there's situations where, there's more of an ebb in a sense, right? Like that money's a little bit tight. Treat it the exact same way. Feel it the exact same way, like when it's the flow and money is, right? It's kind of like when we have the paycheck and we just get the money and, the paycheck, we're at the top of the paycheck and boom, money's, the full amount is in the account. We know we're paying this, everything's cool. We're like, oh, word, I just got my paycheck. But then before the end of that 2 weeks, before the next paycheck comes, there's usually those few days where it's just like, oh crap, I gotta wait for the next paycheck. Oh, I don't know if that, and we're more in that tight anxiety moment. The financial system, and when we get paychecks like that, is set up to create that resistance in our nervous system. It's set up literally to actually block our abundance, because we know that now things are dwindling. We can see the number going down after the bills are paid and all that stuff. And then we're in that liminal stage of waiting for the next one. And once we're there, even though there is that guarantee in a sense, we're still in this like, oh no, I don't have it. Now I have to be tight. Now I have to be frugal. Now I have to wait for this money. That's what, to change the mindset and to, again, experience the life literally in that moment where it is waiting and it's not the full amount in the account or whatever, and feel it the exact same way that you feel it when the full amount is there, so that it actually creates that same nervous system set where it is, I'm good, I'm abundant, the money's there, whatever, because that's actually going to have you be more in the receiving mode of actually getting more, okay, for things to come through that much better. The growing pains energy that's here now, tapping into the root chakra, which taps into the earth, taps into the same frequency of money, confirming the message in terms of the growing pains, right? This is, wow, this is so in alignment. The message of growing pains ultimately is that as you develop and you move forward and we're going on this journey, that there's a lot of pain that happens. We transform our pain into power. There's, frequency sometimes that we think about climbing up the mountain and the challenge that we experience. And as you're climbing up this mountain, it is arduous. You're going to feel some muscle pain. And, we look at that tangibly and intangibly in terms of this challenge of climbing up this mountain, and how difficult in some ways that's going to be, the challenge that ultimately leads to, but the strength that it brings, the resilience that it brings. The irony with the energy of growing pains, tapping into what I was just mentioning in regards to the money, is that when the money is growing, when you first get that paycheck, everything is great, everything is awesome. But when it starts to dwindle, that's when you start to feel the pain. That's when you start to feel a little bit of discomfort of like, oh no, what's going to happen here? And this is again where tapping into bringing the words together, growing pains, of realizing that there's certain growth that can only come from experiencing some type of challenge, some type of pain. And that when you are able to treat the pain the same way that you treat the growth, the same way, again, when we tap into anything across the board that we're experiencing, when you are able to give thanks for the moments that you're uncertain, the same way that you're able to be grateful for the moments that everything is so clear, that's when you're actually proving your faith, and there's going to be more abundance, more growth that ultimately is going to come, and more power that comes from the pain. Number 29, tapping into root chakra, I am. So you speak the I ams in regards to your finances, in regards to your flow, in regards to your abundance. Say it in the mirror, tap into your mirror work, whispering in particular when you're doing your mirror work activations, tapping into the earth, grounding your feet. I'll tell you all, just as you see this energy here, the flexibility, right? Yoga, something that might be important for you, or just you're in the gym. So definitely stay on your gym, get yourself, super solid and strong. Because once your body feels strong, you walk different, you talk different. Like there's just a frequency that aligns as well with your money. You're going to feel more solid on the ground when you're actually, like, again, walking, going to the gym, all of that. And it aligns with your money, because the money is about the root. The money is about the seeds that you're planting. And the grounding your feet and feeling super solid. Even when you're on your tippy toe, you're literally feeling foundational and grounded. Confirmation, even when you're not fully feet planted on the ground. But plant your feet on the ground as often as you can, literally, in terms of grounding, in terms of earthing, bare feet on the soil. Bare soles, as I say, on the soil. Do that as often as you can with the earth, with grounding, because when you tap into the soil and you tap into Earth Mother, there is a alignment that happens automatically. But when you have the intention to give thanks to Earth Mother for the seeds that you're planting, for the gold and the minerals and the diamonds and the rubies and the emeralds that you are literally walking upon, that you cannot be separate from, there is no way that it's not going to come to you. And then also the release that you can give back to Earth Mother, what does not serve, so that you can tap into that increase that can only come from that. And then you've got 396 hertz. So listen to those frequencies to tap into the God code, to tap into your manifestation power. And it is all done. And you're a Taurus sun also. Like me. When's your birthday? On May 7th. You're a Taurus sun? I don't think I knew that. Word up. And there you go. Earth energy all around. Earth energy all around. And the 2 also taps into your choices, right? So it's always a choice in regards to what energy you're going to give. Are you going to focus on the growing, or are you going to focus on the pain, right? All right, all right. Okay. Oh, thank you, Anitra. She'll take my time. Oh my gosh, Anitra's staying up with us. I love it. May 3rd. Word up. On May 7th. John's May 6th. Taurus is up in here. Word up. That's for you, Yell. Keish, you are up. And then John, and then Anitra. Let me know if anybody else that's here. Gang, gang, right? Taurus gang, gang. All right. Keish, you are up. You ready? Let's tap into your voice. Thank you, Spirit. Tapping in for Keish. Would you have her know at this time? Ashe. Just her voice. Need her to know. Thank you. Ooh. All right. Got your tarot card. Let's see what Sacred Soul Simplified is speaking. Love that. Okay. Queen of Wands. Abracadabra. Your wish is your command. Oh, my mommy's here. I'm sorry. I don't like to cut the readings, but my mommy's here. I love you, Mama. Hi, Mama. Hi, Mama. Keish. Queen of Wands. Your wish is your command. Abracadabra. Oshun energy with the sunflower. Tapping into creativity. Tapping into womb work. Tapping into you deciding what is the focus in regards to that fire in your belly. This is fire frequency. This is sacral energy and solar plexus energy. So it is all that area, the gut area, the tummy area, the womb area, and ultimately the command that you are making and naming and claiming, demanding, commanding over your life, over your womb, over your healing, over your decision for what your priority is, what your focus is. You know what it is. You know that timing is divine. Yes! Because it is, all of it ultimately is about the timing is divine. But the right here, right now, which is why this, the main focus has changed in regards to even the readings, is because right here, right now is the only thing that's real. Ultimately, the future is now. So even when we say again, timing is divine, it's like that's the non-linear concept of time, that we're living so many different simulations and dimensions at the same time, literally, right? So ultimately, the only thing that is tangible, the only thing that is real is this present moment. So in every present moment, you do have to decide what is it that you're focusing on, what is it in that particular moment that happens to be the priority, and not overthinking anything yesterday or anything tomorrow. Because this is what I refer to as the witch card of the deck, where again, you literally get to decide. You've got Black Cat frequency here. That's Bast energy. I don't know if you know anything in regards to the Comitian gods and goddesses, the Neteru. Bast is the daughter of Ra, so taps into the sun and the solar frequency, taps into Oshun frequency as well, and the sunflower, right? So that is very protective energy. It is... She kind of has it's again feline energy, Black Cat energy, right? Very dominating, and this is why it aligns with the witch card of the deck, aligns with the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands literally don't play. Like and it's so your energy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like this is what it is. You need to decide what it is, but you need to focus in the moment of what it is. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow is not promised. In every single moment, how are you wielding your wand? That's the question. And then you have Perfectly Made, number 7, the number of perfection. The crown chakra activation. Crown chakra, and you have the Queen of Wands keeping your crown on. You ain't got no problems with that, though. You ain't got no problems with keeping your crown on. There are moments that you may feel a little bit tired, a little bit, how you feeling, by the way? I forgot to ask you how you're feeling with the, you're feeling some cold symptoms and stuff. But that's where you get to decide, regardless of how you physically feel even, or what you're dealing with emotionally, that you get to sit on your throne. You get to tap in. You get to make sure that you're keeping your crown on, because you're perfectly made. Religion would have us believe that we are flawed, we are sinful, that we were born in sin, and all of these things, right? Just like I say, at 7 years old, they teach you, Lord, I am not worthy to receive you, but only say the word and I shall be healed, right? And I know Anitra also schooled us on context, and that's absolutely true. And it's why it's unfortunate that we're not taught the context. We're just given these, code sentences and stuff that just make us be like, I'm what? Huh? At 7 years old, like, you know what I mean? In formative years. So all of it's to say that we have to remind ourselves that we are a spark of creation, that we are literally made of the same stuff that stars, that the creator is made of. We are co-creating and co-curating this experience. And as a result, we are perfectly made. We are literally perfectly imperfect, imperfectly perfect. And that is a reminder that no matter what you're experiencing, what you're going through, that you bring yourself back to that every chance that you get, that you know it. It's not about belief. It's a knowing that you want to tap into, because as you are in this womb work frequency, you want to stay in alignment with the knowing, but in every right here, right now. That's all that matters. Okay. The thought process, the knowing, the crown chakra, all of that is again about your thought. What it is that you're choosing to, again, beyond believe, what you're choosing to say that you know, that you name, claim, demand, command, that you decide, declare, decree with no doubt. That is what you want to have your thoughts focused on, so that the realizations come through. When you realize something, it's different than just learning, right? You learn something and it may stick and may not, but when you realize something, it's the energy of epiphany. That's what you want to be able to channel, so that no matter what happens in a moment, you are not swayed from that knowing, from that realization. And then you tap into 963 hertz. So listen to that, tapping into your manifestation, materialization power, especially as you are totally tapping into your frequency of Queen of Wands again. Abracadabra, your wish is your command. Ashe. 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 Yay, you needed to hear this. You love this. Awesome. Minimal congestion. Okay, not too bad. Glad to hear that. Awesome, awesome. Did you gargle salt water and a little bit of apple cider vinegar with some water? Do that gargling as often as you can. The zinc, Yel mentioned as well. So I hope you got that, and just dose up. Awesome. Yay. Von B. Truck, welcome, welcome. Turquoise, welcome. Kara, long time, honey. How are you? Oh, y'all giving mommy some love. Hi, mama. Eric Lee, welcome. Nature, welcome. Lamont, welcome. Appreciate y'all. You love my live, mommy. I love you. Leo's here too. Welcome. All right. Awesome. John, you are up. Are you here? Are you still here, John the Seraphim? And then Anitra. They're moving along. We're moving along. Not too bad at all. Oh, okay. Okay, Carhom. Not too bad at all. I like it. I like it. I love it. John, let me know if you're still here. Anitra, I know you are. Yay. All right, all right. So I will tap in for John if he's still here. If not, I will tap in for Anitra and then see if John comes back. I just got to make sure that you all are here so that I can really make sure that I'm channeling in to your voice, to your frequency. Emergency. She gorgeous. Welcome, welcome. Oh, that's really coming closer. Oof. Who we tapping into next with a oof? There's some powerful energy coming up. Who's it gonna be? John, are you here? You are up. Anitra on deck, unless it is Anitra that's up. Let's see, let's see. Going once, John. Are you here? I always like to make sure that you guys are here. You know what I mean? It's a general energy thing as well. I could still, channel it, but it's definitely deeper when we're like in alignment in the moment and stuff. But also there's no point on, doing your reading if you're not here to get it. Sometimes it's a Wi-Fi thing. Some people fall asleep, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all kinds of stuff. So you gotta make sure that you're here. All right, Anitra, are you here? Let's tap in for you then. And I'll wait and see if John comes back. You're so welcome, Keish. I got you. You know I do. If anybody else is interested in a donation-based speed read, please let me know by sharing some love. Donation-based. Cash App is at the top. Value of the speed read is $11.11. And if you share a minimum of $5.55, then you get entered into a draw to win a free reading with me, valued at $88, 44-minute Zoom session. So you will just put the megaphone emoji in the comments if you would like your reading. Did I miss anyone? Let me do a quick scroll up while I'm waiting for an emoji from John and Anitra. I don't think I missed anyone. Mrs. L8, Elise, didn't see you guys. AGB, Junior, welcome, welcome. Giving you your shout outs. All right, Anitra, you're here, so let's tap in for you. Let's tap in for you. B-Slab, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. All right, Anitra, let's see what your voice needs you to hear right here, right now. Oh, saw that? That came pretty quickly. Okay. Got your tarot card. Let's get your Sacred Soul Simplified card. Thank you, Spirit. And John, if you're here, please let me know, okay? I still got you when you're ready. Ready? I'm waiting for Anitra. Anitra! Okay. So I don't know if you've, if I've mentioned anything about the fire horse. We've talked about that at all. I'm not sure. But we are in the year of the fire horse. We're in the year of the sun. Fire, sun alignment. We've got Jupiter in Leo and Jupiter, depending on how you say it, but Jupiter in Leo. Fire frequency and sun frequency. So a lot of the energy. Oh, yes, indeed. And you know what? I actually have my bell. Thank you, Delisa. You right. You right. New reading for whenever I do reading for somebody new for the first time, they get a bell. Ring the bell. Ring the bell. Welcome, 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 Anitra. Bells in the comments. Thank you, Delisa. Thank you for reminding me. And I actually remembered by bringing the bell. And then I'm getting too excited that I forgot to ring the bell for her. We are in the year of the fire horse. A lot of fire frequency, a lot of sun frequency, a lot of solar plexus energy. It's all about the will, that drive, that fire in your belly, that get things done, that like keep things moving, right? There are two cards in the 78 tarot deck that represent the Fire Horse. It is the Six of Wands and the Knight of Wands. You've got the Knight of Wands. This is quintessential Fire Horse, okay? That is indicative of how steady you are in regards to what it is that you want to do. The drive, the will, the certainty. The irony is that the frequencies in regards to your certainty are very grounded, scientific, mathematical, again, the quantifiable, all of that. What you're sure of, you're sure of. And just like we talk about, and as we're learning about you, that's really how you work, right? It's like, it has to make sense. It's got to compute. It has to do. It has to make sense. Confirmation that it has to make sense. But there's also this energy that you are open to. There's this energy of, again, the outlier. Thank you, Spirit. I was like, there's a term that I'm like, there's outliers. And as even in terms of the mathematics, in terms of the scientific, you understand the concept of outlier. That's what you're processing right now. You're looking at the outlier energy and you're like, even something that doesn't make sense has its place. I'm going to pay attention to this thing so that I can figure out where it's supposed to fit and how it makes sense for me. And understanding that those outliers in some ways are kind of defined differently depending on the individual, depending on the circumstance, depending on, like you were saying today, blooming in whatever environment that you're planted in. That it's going to make sense the way that it's supposed to make sense for people. Ultimately, this is going to be a very, very impactful year for you. It may have already been. The fact that you're opening up to astrology and all of these things is like busting things wide open for you on a level that you, again, it's hard for you to explain, but in some ways you more than understand it, you're understanding it. There's something that is speaking to you that is making you like, I don't have to understand it all right now, but I think that I'm going to. And that's really, really powerful for someone that, again, that needs for everything to just make sense. That is like, again, showing how expansive you are. And again, this year of the Fire Horse is really going to be powerful as it's continuing. The rest of the months of the year is going to be really powerful for you because it's really opening you up to a very, very different concept that is expanding you. Again, we're tapping into Fire Horse, the Sun, solar plexus, the will, all of these things. And you have a card that is aligning with exactly that. Tapping into the solar plexus energy, tapping into the fire, tapping into your will. 528 hertz is a heart frequency. It is a cleansing and a clearing of the heart. It is where you are learning to kind of align the heart and the head so that there's more of a heart-brain coherence versus the brain just lead, charge, go. You're finding a little bit more of a, again, even though this stuff is not quantifiable necessarily, matters of the heart or a little bit like, I don't know about all that. You're like, but let me make space for it because I'm in a space that is making me be open to it. It's in a safe, sacred space, just like for holding space in general, but just across the board, what you're learning about is starting to feel a little bit more safe to you than it ever has before. And that is major. Number 3 energy, the power of 3, taps into the frequency of creation. The alignment of the solar plexus is the energy of I do and the action oriented. All of the rabbit holes that you're going down, all of the research, the self-study that is so major and that you are going in right now. The joke even that you were making in regards to like looking at how many pages this chart, information is daunting. But the way that you synthesize information, the way that in many ways astrology is very scientific and very mathematical, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. And I just saw that Angel came through. So perfect timing, sis. Welcome. The way that she's going to hold your hand through it and to be able to make the numbers of it, the quantifiable of it so clear for you is just going to make it that much more, again, where you're going to be able to absorb it differently. And again, you learning it and coming into this during this year of the Fire Horse, tapping into your will, tapping into solar plexus. It's again why you're here after so much write off, like where people, doctors, like the things, again, without saying too much of your stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like you literally, your will, you were like, no, this is what it is. Like, this is what it is. Like, there's no question. There was no question. Your faith and how that has like brought you through, that's an energy that's going to permeate absolutely everything. And now it's expanding that much more because you're going to start to make sense of the things that you felt needed to make sense that sometimes don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, does that make sense? So this is going to be major for you. This is major for you. Power of 3 energy. If you are open to affirmations, declarations, the way when you work with your scriptures, anything that you're scripting, tapping into scriptures 3 times, saying it 3 times, scripting it 3 times, saying amen 3 times after you say your prayers, anything that you can do to magnify and augment the frequency of what you're manifesting, give it the power of 3 frequency. And it's just going to bring things that much more quickly into manifestation and materialization. Oh my God, I read for Nitra. You got that, sis? I hope that resonates with you. Because I know you clocking me. I know you're like, uh-huh. So I hope you felt that. I hope you felt that. Cesarito, welcome, welcome. Vernita, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Beautiful first reading. I think so, Delisa, right? Thank you. I hope she feels the same. I think that's it. John, are you here? John, are you here? John is my roomie. So he might have fallen asleep because he's usually right here and excited to get his reading. So I think that's it. And we missed 11:11. Sorry, I love you guys. But yeah, awesome. Tarot reading about fire, Herseer, and your will. That's what AI summary just said. That was for Anitra. So maybe I'll do a collective reading real quick. See if John comes through so I could still get him in case, or if anybody else is interested. We might. It's been busy. Like our schedules are now a little bit harder to connect and stuff. So that's the only reason we haven't been able to do it. We both, doing different things at different times and stuff, but we're definitely going to, whenever we get a chance. Brittany Kelly, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. All right. Give thanks. Collective voice. Let's tap in for the collective voice and see what the collective voice is speaking to us. I see your heart, Anitra. Yay. Can you see that, man, dog? I hope I felt back. Oh, I didn't see that comment. I'm gonna. I don't know why they didn't. Why they filtered that, but let me know what you mean because I don't know if I'm reading that right. If it was a reference to the card, I put it back already. I don't know. Let me know what you mean. Anitra, Alien Superstar, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. All right, collective reading, collective voice. What does the collective voice want us to know at this time? What does the collective voice wish that we hear at this time? Right here, right now. Share your thanks, Spirit. Tapping in to the collective voice. Ooh, did y'all see that flip up? Did you see that flip up? Oh, I love this for us. Collective voice. Let's see. We got the tarot. And let's see what the Sacred Soul Simplified card is speaking for us. Wow. Okay. First off, 4 of Cups. The collective voice is speaking to us to not focus on the things that we feel are low vibrational, that have us feeling a sense of apathy, that have us feeling a sense of uncertainty. There's a lot of flux that is happening in the world right now. This split that is happening right now is very, very real, and it is extremely daunting. It is spiritual warfare. We are on the front lines of this spiritual warfare. And sometimes it is heavy. Oftentimes it is heavy. But if we are too focused on certain things that they're also making us focus on, that they're distracting us with, that they're inundating us with, we are going to miss the opportunity from spirit. Confirmation. We're going to miss the more in store with this energy of 4. The energy of 4 is about foundation. It's about stability. It's about that Barbeau basket that we were tapping into, right? That energy is done. It is here. That was not something that happened. It happened to bring us and usher us into a new reality, quite literally. It is the transfer of wealth. It is the transfer of power, but it starts with the heart. It starts with the energy of us to feel it, to heal it, so that we can stay in the frequency of keeping our head up so that we don't miss what spirit has for us. If we are too focused on the down in more ways than one, physically down, but emotionally down, then we're missing what is right there in front of us. So this is what the collective voice is speaking to us right now and saying to stay up, regardless of what they are throwing in our faces. Because what they're throwing in our faces, that's what we're focused on and that's what we're looking at. We're also seeing with these 2 eyes and not seeing with the 3rd eye. And that energy as well is, again, allowing us to miss things, unfortunately. We have to also start to look at things from the higher perspective, the crown chakra energy, which is being confirmed here with regard your regrets. Crown chakra frequency, what is it that you know? Focusing on what it is that you know, not the stuff that they tell us. The regard your regrets is so important because this energy here that we are focused on that makes us feel down and low vibrational, oftentimes it's the things that we wish didn't happen, the things that we wish we didn't do, the things that we wish other people didn't do, that did this, all of that stuff. And then again, we're getting way too distracted on that stuff that happened. And again, whatever we focus on that happened is still happening if we continue to give it attention and give it energy. When they say, I am protected by my awareness, it's twofold. We're protected by our awareness based on being aware of positive things. But if we're being aware of negative things, of regrets, of forlorn, of this happened, of what's happening in the world, and this earthquake, and all of the stuff that, again, the matrix is inundating us with to keep our vibration low, to keep us from seeing from the 3rd eye, to activate that crown chakra activation and alignment, we're done. Then it's done. They know that it's done for them. And at the end of the day, the only way that they survive is by us believing that it's not over for them. And if they continue again, they're going down kicking and screaming, guns blazing. So in many ways, it looks like it's getting worse before it gets better. That's what this is. It looks like it's getting worse before it gets better, but we're not looking at the better. We're not looking for the better. We can't see the better because we're just focusing on what it is, apparently. What is it that you know? The knowing has to be more than what is in front of you. It is always, the faith is always more than what's in front of you. It's always more than what it is that you can see. So we have to choose. And again, the collective voice is telling us to choose to see and believe and know beyond what is being shown to us, because they're absolutely not going to show us what it is that we choose to know, what it is that we want to know, that extra. Because as long as we stay down, as long as we focus on what they want us to focus on, then we don't get the more in store. Then we don't get the foundation of 4, that stability and that structure. And that brings in the emotional stability and it brings in the financial stability as well. This is Venus vibration. Venus rules our relationships and the money as well, the love and the money. So those 2 things are in union. And it's indicative here. What we think, that energy of knowing, the crown chakra frequency, what it is that we're, again, deciding to focus our energy, that being protected by our awareness is based on our thoughts. We have to keep our thoughts high vibrational. We have to keep our thoughts high vibrational. And of course, things are going to happen. Again, you watch the news and all of these things. And this is why that social media fast was so important and why they harvest our energy. And we're scrolling. And the things that we're seeing is all this stuff and the regrets and all of the low things and all of the stuff. And then it completely tears us down on an emotional level, that it is so hard to pick our head up to see what's really right there in front of us, the gift from God, the multiple gifts from God that ultimately are our divine inheritance. our birthright, the supply as heirs. We are heirs for this. We are stewards of this land, of this earth, of this soil. So we have to know that, and we have to realize that. We have to focus our thoughts on that, and then tap into our 963 hertz frequencies so that we can tap into the highest divine activation of creation, of curation, as we are co-creating and co-curating this experience with the Most High. Anything that happened that you may say is a regret ultimately should be celebrated, because it means that you wouldn't do it anymore. You wouldn't do it the same way. That is something that should be celebrated. It's something that you should realize is augmenting your energy. That is why you are being given the gift. And all you have to do is get over thinking of it as a regret, pick your head up, and then all of a sudden you receive that more in store. Okay? That's what Spirit wants us to know. That's what our soul, that's what our voice wants us to know. Okay? So as we're tapping into Regard Your Regrets, I'm going to read that one for us collectively so that we can get the full scope of the message. Regard Your Regrets from Sacred Soul Simplified by yours truly, available on all platforms where books are sold. Only $11.11 on the Amazon. You should get it. Journal pages in the back, soul work, soul inquiries, all of the awesomeness. Okay? Number 14, Regard Your Regrets. I am proud that there are past choices that I wouldn't repeat, is the declaration. As we journey through life, we often have difficulty giving ourselves grace for past choices that we describe as regrets or mistakes. Unfortunately, we forget that every choice we made led us to who we are now, and that we had reasons for making those choices. All our experiences shaped and molded our current state and sense of self. More than likely, those choices also made us stronger and more enlightened. That is why I believe that we should regard our regrets. They are tangible evidence of our growth and serve as confirmation of what we wouldn't do again. Every decision we make brings us closer to the best version of ourselves once we choose to be honest and learn from previous choices. Holding on to something unfortunate that happened in the past allows it to keep happening in the present, which can then make it happen again in the future. Instead, focus on the lessons that we have learned through all your reactions and retaliations. Be grateful for how they have contributed to the newfound wisdom that inspires you to respond to life more authentically. That perspective can lead you to the realization that you, in fact, have nothing to regret. It was all meant for you to experience, and it also makes it possible for you to help others avoid certain pitfalls. The reality is that we will make more choices our future selves may wish we didn't make. So expect the feeling of regret, but regard it as a requirement for your rise. Ashe. Perfect alignment. Perfect alignment for the message here. Because this is us regretting. This is us, all of the things, and oh, what happened, and regard it. Because once you regard and there you remove the shame and the guilt, then you get to pick your head up again. And then once you do that, all of a sudden, there's that extra that's been waiting for you all along. That's the vortex. All of the manifestation techniques and all of the things that we've been doing that we feel like it's not happening. It's not that it's not happening. It's right there. We're just not paying attention to it because of all the low vibrational stuff that is keeping us from just looking up and seeing it. Ashe. Anima, welcome. By Angel, welcome. Faith, welcome. Javon, welcome. Rel, welcome. All right. I think that's it, y'all. Everybody good? Everybody got? Everybody good and got? Yes, yes. Ashe, yell. Word up, sis. I appreciate y'all. Thank you, Delisa. You're welcome. You are welcome. So that's it then. Tomorrow, back there holding space, and then here right after. So for those who have not joined us in holding space, naturally you are welcome to join us. It would be awesome to have you. So check my bio, link in bio, to get to the website where you can register and get the Zoom link. And yeah, I'm gonna eat some popcorn now. And then I'm going to take a shower. And then I'm going to journal. And then I'm going to go to bed. And I've got some discovery calls tomorrow. And then I'm going to journal. And then I'm going to go to bed. And I've got some discovery calls tomorrow. So I'm going off for a safe home. I have to do the walkthrough. I always do a little walkthrough, you know, make sure all the doors are locked and the oven's off and all of the things, you know. And then, yeah. Night, night, you're drawing, Delisa. Awesome. I actually didn't do art today. Today's the first act. Nope, that's not true. I did. I was like, no, I did. I gotta do some art every day. So, yay. Yay, yay, yay. Maybe I'll do a little bit too before I actually fall asleep. We'll see. Since I did get a nap today. But I have discovery calls tomorrow, so I think I should get to sleep as soon as possible. Because the earliest, I think I have one at 10:30. Sorry. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, it's time to go. Okay. It's energy. Tonight was great. Thank you guys as always. Mwah. I appreciate you. I love you. And I'll see you tomorrow. Night, night. Night. Oh my goodness. And it's solar eclipse tomorrow, by the way. Guys, 1:36 p.m. is the peak of our new moon Leo, our Leo new moon solar eclipse. We're not going to see it because it's like Greenland and places in Europe and stuff that are actually going to see the full darkening with the solar eclipse. But frequency is what it is. As above, so below. It's the same sun. You know what I'm saying? So tap in. This is will energy. This is solar plexus energy. This is standing in the sun and frequency in terms of your shine and what you are choosing for this fire horse with Leo and Jupiter in alignment with this year of the sun, like all of this extra abundant time. It's about the heart. Start with the heart. Leo rules the heart, and deciding like, what does your heart speak? What is your soul speaking? What is your voice telling you? And be obedient to that. Don't be afraid to follow your heart. Heal the heart, because we don't want to follow the heart that is hurt, right? Hurt people. And it's the heart that needs to be healed. So you do definitely want to go through, especially through this frequency, especially with the energy of eclipse, which is always extra powerful and extra potent, especially when we're tapping into the darkening, in a sense, of the light, right? It's shadow work time. That's the time that you kind of really, again, start with the heart, feel it to heal it, face it to replace it, the urge to purge, all of those things, make room to bloom, release to increase, all that stuff that is all up in this book, in my book here, because it's real stuff. And the work is more often in the discard, in the clearing, in the taking away, because everything that we are and everything that we want and everything that we need is already here. It's already ours. It's the same thing like the voice. The voice is always speaking, but there's so much stuff that's covering it up that just makes the volume low. We just got to clear everything out so everything trickles to the top and that volume gets a little bit louder and higher for us ultimately to be able to hear what's always been there. Okay, so tap into that for this solar eclipse, new moon in Leo. It's powerful, especially after our 8/8 Lionsgate, Sirius portal, again, year of the sun, Leo and Jupiter in alignment. Like it's powerful. Fire horse, Leo rules the fire and the sun. That's, you know, it's a fire sign. So this has all been culminating, and it's about expansion time. It's really expansion time. So you make the choice. You make the choice. Hey, Calix. Yes, I was doing readings. I was just wrapping up. Actually, I'm still here just because I was talking about the solar eclipse that is peaking tomorrow at 1:36 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I'm back tomorrow, tapping into what your voice wants you to hear. So if you'd like to join me tomorrow and hopefully get on the list, that would be great. Hope to see you there. I do the readings separately as well. So if you're not able to join the live, because they're donation based, the value is $11.11. But if you want me to tap in for you for a remote reading, anything like that, same $11 basically. And then there's other tiers, options and stuff like that. So if you can't wait till tomorrow, then DM me and I can get you a reading in your inbox within 24 hours. So let me know however I can help. Free discovery calls, y'all. Don't forget, if you want to tap in, backtonnatural.life, BACKIINATURAL.LIFE. Link in the bio if you would like to tap in for a free discovery call and we have a quick chat to explore, get to the root of the version that you want to be and the vision that you want to see. So come on, let's chat. Okay.